Good idea.
We can have our crops covered to shield our seedlings against radiation.
That's a good idea.
But once they've been covered, naturally they won't be irrigated with rain anymore. To rectify this problem, we can build an irrigation plant that is able to artificially regulate soil humidification.
Bloody hell.
Place this building with care, because it is only going to irrigate the soil within its impact radius.
Huh. Okay, so we need an irrigation plant, and got 2 crops here. Let's put it there. And we need an irrigator.
Fabulous. As long as our irrigation plant is supplied with filtered water, it is able to neutralize a possible contamination of the soil due to radiation. But watch out. When water contaminated with radiation is fed into the system, this can lead to precisely the opposite.
Oh dear.
And the irrigation plant itself may possibly cause radioactive pollution of its surrounding area.
Yeah.
Alongside contaminated rain, there are other environmental hazards, such as sandstorms or droughts. The soil dries out during a drought, and sandstorms sweep across the landscape from time to time. These sandstorms can damage your buildings and ultimately make them unfit for use.
Okay, so we need 3 more builders.
You can decide which type of task your builders ought to give priority to at our town center. You can instruct them to merely repair buildings, to erect new buildings, or to do both at the same time. This enables you to react quickly in crisis situations.
Sandstorm coming.
For instance, in the event of a sandstorm, you can quickly attend to having damaged buildings repaired. Now that we've taken care of all the necessary needs of our settlement, such as food, water, protective clothing, and tools, our next efforts ought to focus on increasing the settlement's overall productivity. A research station allows us to develop different technologies. One step in moving our settlement ahead is to make it possible for our refiners to acquire electronics from scrap.
Okay.
We should perform research on the appropriate technology to achieve this and instruct one of our refiners to produce electronics.
Okay. We need a research station. Oof, that's a sandstorm and a half, isn't it? So we want to do... did that damage anything? Hard to tell. Anyway, research station. And we need 3 researchers. Only got 5 kids left. Huh. Electronics research, but that's going to be away. We need another recycler. Let's put that there. And then that recycler will be electronics. Once we research the electronics, that is. Open the research window. Oh wow. Let's do electronics. Research. Yeah. That is researching. That's going to take a fair while, I would say. A recycler. We're going to want them to do electronics. Assign settlers to professional refiner. Refiner. 4. Let's deactivate that one for the time being. Okay, so it needs scrap. A little bit more scrap in the wood. That's pretty cool. Come on, scrap. Oh, close. Okay, we are so close. Oh no, I need more workers. Oh jeez. Oh wow, how come we're running out of settlers? Holy crapola. What the heck has happened? Damn, okay, so we're gonna need one less refiner. I mean the well keeper. We need one less builder. Go into the charcoal burner and the tailor. Logistician we'll put into herbalist. Then everyone's got something to do. Once that electronics is researched, we need more researchers. That should make it go quicker. Okay, we're getting there, and then this needs to be electronics. We'll turn it on, but we need an extra refiner. So we don't need mortician, we probably don't. Probably should. Logistician. Okay. Let's get a refiner.
Very good. With this new research station and the ability to acquire electronics from scrap, we can provide our settlement with all the materials we need. The research station is very useful in enabling us to adapt ourselves to our surroundings by using the right technologies in any situation.
Okay.
Down in the Endzone, we dealt with the concept of a solar collector. This solar collector is able to collect sunlight and convert it into electricity. We wanted to try out whether our idea works and build a solar collector.
Okay, so we want a solar collector. Previous. losing settlers fast. Because they don't teach that about managing this whilst doing all this. Yeah, right, it's got no idea. Good thing. This. Really love another couple of workers so that we can just speed that up a bit. It's getting there slowly. Nice.
The solar collector produces energy by capturing sunlight and feeding this energy into a grid. The solar collector also gives us all the relevant information we need to keep an eye on our settlement's power consumption.
Okay.
Each of your buildings automatically hook up to this power grid when you set up an electric power pole within the building's range. Buildings supplied with electricity work distinctly more effectively and produce faster as a result. What's more, housing supplied with electricity increases the confidence of the settlers who use it.
Okay, connect buildings to the power grid. So electricity, we want power poles. Okay, so we want that. Ah, that's so cool. That.
Fantastic. I can only picture how our ancestors must have felt with their almost infinite supply of energy. However, you ought to constantly keep an eye on your power consumption to avoid outages. Logically, the solar collector is only able to produce energy during the daytime. It would be beneficial if we could also make electricity available at night so that our settlement remains effective. It's clear that we currently work slower at night. So let's try to store the surplus energy we produce during the daytime to enable it to be used at night.
So we need a battery.
That looks good. Some buildings are now connected to the power grid. Although a well-structured settlement that's hooked up to the power grid consumes a certain amount of resources, it is enormously effective. Oh, and just as an aside, you can have electric power poles put up on many surfaces, even on roads. With the settlement producing on a stable scale, we can now focus on exploring our surroundings. Though we heard a bunch of stories in the Endzone, now we can explore the ruins our ancestors left behind firsthand. To find treasure and resources, let's build an expedition station.
All right. Okay, so we want an expedition station. Assign settlers to the Fresh Scout. Oh, so they're cleaning the radiation, that's awesome. Alright, this is going to be cool, doing expeditions. Alright, so we got scouts, expeditions. Expedition rations stored. Ooh, interesting location. Send scout. Mark for salvaging. Oh, let's send scout. Who the hell not? Expedition rations stored.
Well done. Assign settlers to be scouts and prepare expedition rations. When you want to send off an expedition, you can decide the quantity of expedition rations with which to supply the expedition. As a result, you can control how long and how thoroughly it is able to explore a ruin. Let's send out a few scouts to find a ruin. The scout will visit the ruin you have designated and explore it. As a result, the scout will supply us with important information about the site that we should pay attention to when we start an expedition.
Okay, let's open that. Let's send scouts. Boom.
Our scout has returned and brought along a variety of useful information. Now that we know what we have to reckon with, we can put together a team in order to explore the ruin more precisely. Each ruin has its own challenges, secrets, and valuable resources. Choose settlers who fulfill the necessary prerequisites for the respective ruin, and give them enough expedition rations to take along. In addition, don't forget to equip them with protective clothing and tools to the best of your ability before you send them off.
Okay. Alright, so open the expedition window. Didn't get gas. Greenhouse. Let's do the gas station. Jeez. Alright, well, logistician. Okay. Start expedition. I don't know what that means. Let's see what she does.
Now that you've commissioned the expedition, it's now in preparation stage. Expedition rations and other necessary resources are being amassed. Afterwards, the settlers you selected will relinquish their old tasks, assemble, equip themselves, and subsequently set off together on their way. Get yourself ready to make tough decisions.
Okay.
Good news. Your expedition has finally reached its destination. Now it's all up to you. Contact them and listen to what they have to say to you. Make wise decisions and guide the settlers through the ruin with meticulous care.
All right. So gas station. Yeah. So what do you do now? Gas station run.
Okay, we're there. The scout was right. Near the gas pumps, it still really reeks of gasoline. Maybe some valve sprung a leak and the vapors from the underground fuel tank are rising. We'd be better off not lighting up a campfire here.
Okay. Take a look around. As for the two buildings the scout mentioned, they apparently deal with a car wash and a repair workshop for cars. At least that's what it says on the signs above the garage doors. We ought to take a closer look at the old gas pumps. Maybe something can still be recycled. The door is locked, but the sliding doors don't look very sturdy. With a little bit of force, we should be able to pry them open. Admittedly, We're slowly getting too old for feats of strength like that, Chief. Increases confidence, 40%. Continue. And that was that. We were able to jack the sliding door up and wedge it. Sadly, the pickings weren't too good inside. A few hoses and tubes, tools, and other odds and ends. The option has already been completed. So we will take a look around again. Go to the repair workshop. Ooh. And the gas pumps. Actually, we can't do anything with the gas pumps in one piece, but maybe we can strip them down in parts. There's even supposed to be electronics built in. Alrighty, technician carefully detached the sensitive components and she didn't break a thing. I probably wouldn't have managed to do it. Repair workshop. Ooh, we can't do that. Couldn't get the sliding door to the garage open, but we were able to get into the repair workshop through the front of the building. A small car is propped up here. Unlike the wrecks outside in the wilderness, this one still looks like it's in very good shape. Enough tools are lying around here. Let's get to work on stripping it. And we've got no action points. The more rations you have, more actions. Okay. Alright, so we just loot and return then. Loot at location. Done. Loot and return. The bags are packed and ready. We'll see each other at the settlement. Safe trip home.
Well done. Your decisions during an expedition are decisive for its success. Try to be as well prepared as possible and make wise decisions because the consequences could be fatal. Now let's loot this place and get out of here. Take as many resources as your settlers can carry and bring them back to your settlement. Now that you know how you can help your settlers to manage in this environment so hostile to life, I'd like to show you how you can design your settlement in such a way so that your settlers are not only able to survive in it, they're actually glad to be here as well. Your settlers are eager to live in surroundings that please them. For instance, they'd rather not live next to a building that produces lots of noise or dirty grime. You can switch to the heat map of dwellings' attractiveness to be able to see just how attractive the dwellings in your settlement are.
Open the attractiveness
In
heat
this
map.
view, you see which cabins and shelters have been placed in attractive surroundings and which ones are in unattractive surroundings. If you want to make your settlers particularly happy, you should pay attention to providing them with attractive surroundings. To increase the attractiveness of a residential area, you can put up some decorations to beautify your settlement. Each decoration increases the attractiveness of the area where it has been placed. Maybe it's time for you to design your settlement a little more attractively to make your settlers happier.
Alright, so buildings built in the category decorations. So let's put, so that's +8. Yeah, +8. Oh, 5 of them. Mm-hmm.